Your Honor, that's all I have, if I can be excused.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, Davini. Okay. Next is Mr. Cotton.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
The first case I have that I'll call is Danielle Oaks. That's going to be a plea, O-A-K-E-S. Ms. Oaks is present. May I approach? I've got a plea agreement.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Thank you. Ms. Oaks, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Put your hand down. Ms. Oaks, if you'll just give me a second to look at the plea agreement.
Everything's in the first paragraph there, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Oaks, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Of course.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, you have to say it verbally. Ms. Oaks, I do accept your plea. Adjudication is withheld on both counts. You're sentenced to 1 year probation in both counts to run concurrently, run at the same time. You'll need to pay the court cost, submit to a substance abuse evaluation in count 1 within 30 days from today. If any treatment's recommended, begin that within 60 days from today. Complete 24 hours of community service work, and you may purchase that at the statutory rate. Okay? Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Oh. Close the door.
Okay, everybody that's on Zoom, if you'll just make sure that your mics are muted. I've got some folks coming in and out. Yes, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Again, Byron Cotton on behalf of Mr. McMorrow, M-C-M-O-R-R-O-W.
Okay. And I may have muted myself when I thought I was muting y'all, but everybody on Zoom, if you'll mute your mics and just make sure they continue to be muted until your case is called. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay, on Mr. McMorrow's case, Your Honor, I believe I've received the discovery on that. I need some time and opportunity to meet with the state to discuss a potential resolution. That's an FTR case. I would anticipate that would be resolved on the next cycle if I could have a continuance.
Yes, sir.
Is that 7-8?
It is.
Okay. Your Honor, the next case is well, I'm going to come back to it. It's on your afternoon docket, Judge, but I believe I can resolve it this morning as far as how we're going to handle it after meeting with the state.
When you say it's on my afternoon docket,
He's
meaning
incarcerated.
an inmate. Okay.
May I handle that now?
Is your client up to speed and knows what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because sometimes I have attorneys that say that, and then they show up this afternoon because the jail didn't take them off the list. Another reason for you to talk to the jail about getting them off the list.
I'm definitely going to call the jail. I don't know that he knows I was going to handle it this morning, but we discussed how to move forward with the case.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would like to continue that one more time. I would imagine that should be resolved on the next cycle as well, after discussions with the state, depending upon which direction we have reached I wouldn't call it an agreement, but at least a plan for how we're going to move that case forward.
Okay, so continued trial next time?
Sure.
Okay.
Your Honor, the next case I have is Harrison Schuler. Your Honor, I just received discovery on that case about 2 weeks ago. I have not had an opportunity. It had a lot of video in it. I have not had an opportunity to meet with my client. I need a continuance on that case. S-H-U-L-E-R.
Yes, sir. Okay, hold on 1 second. Yes, sir. It's continued.
Thank you. Your Honor, another case I have is Donovan Walker. Your Honor, my client, we had an agreement. We were going to do drug court on that. My client has a lot of questions about that. And has decided he's not sure he wants to move forward with that. I've got to get the discovery from the state. So I'm going to need a continuance in that case to discuss that case with my client, how he wants to proceed and review the discovery with him.
Nope. Trial next time, we've done it twice. So this is the third time this is on Amanda Lee Walker?
No, I'm sorry. Miss Walker is not on. Donovan Walker, Judge.
There you go. Okay.
Donovan Walker.
Yes, sir. So it's continued. Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker's case is continued.
Okay. That's to 7/8 also.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, if Ms. Walker is not on today's docket, as I understand it, I've got her, I thought we moved her to Thursday.
Okay, good,
And that is set for a motion to suppress or a plea on that date.
super.
Madam Clerk, do you have,
Do you also have her on for Thursday?
We set her directly to 5/16 when we were.
at 2:30 PM?
I show that on 3/11, when you approached the bench, there was a motion hearing date, but it was TBD.
Okay, so now we're setting Amanda Walker's motion hearing for a hearing on Thursday at 2:30?
That's what I have it on my calendar as, Judge. Yes, sir.
So the court's setting that today.
That's fine, Judge, and we will be here to resolve it or have that motion on that date.
Good.
Okay. Madam Clerk, do you have anything else of mine on your thing? All right, Judge, I have cases for Cassie Reed, if I could handle those now.
Yes, sir.
Manuel Paniagua, Paniagua, 23 CF 2230. Your Honor, it's my understanding that there may be a PTI in that case. They're working on restitution. She is asked to have a miscellaneous date for a PTI on that.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. We have reached an agreement for PTI. We're getting the exact restitution number from the company. If we want to set it on the first miscellaneous date after the trial cycle, I think it's like June 10th, if I'm not mistaken, it should be off the docket by then.
Okay. So we'll continue the underlying case for the next cycle, but then on June 10th, we'll have a status.
I'm sorry. We're going to do June 10th as a status date?
Yes, sir. 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, the next case she has is Victoria Perez, 23 CF 1105 and 23 CF 1683. It's my understanding that has a similar type of resolution with a potential PTI on that. So miscellaneous date for the entry of a plea.
That is correct, Your Honor. We have actually discussed this already. We've agreed upon what is going to happen. I'm just trying to reach out to the victim in terms of Marcy's Law. If we want to do the same thing, 610, we'll have both of those off the docket by then, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the last two cases I have are for Michael Gates. The first one is Richard Parsons, 24 CF 509. It's my understanding the depots need to be scheduled in that. And Mr. Gates indicated he could get that done before get those scheduled before.
Okay. It's continued.
Correspondence to schedule them before your next court date.
Got it. Continued.
And the last case is Mr. Thedford, Thedford. I believe, Mr. Snell, that's with you. Are y'all waiting on restitution numbers to resolve that? Thedford.
Let me get to Ms. Reed's thing.
82 on my
Oh,
docket.
you're on mine. You're on mine.
82 on my docket.
That's correct.
Okay. Is it continuance for that?
That's fine.
All right, Your Honor, after consultation with the state, it's my understanding they may be waiting on a restitution on that and a continuance for time to resolve that case.
Well, last time I said trial. This time, you think you can have the restitution figure by docket day on the 20th?
We'll do everything we can to have it. See if we
Okay.
can, Judge.
So I'm setting it for a plea trial.
And Judge, as far as that on is that 6/10 docket day or is that a miscellaneous date? I'm sorry.
May,
5/20?
right, May 20th. And then you said the last one was Mr. Gates' last. I've got Kirk Reynolds. Is he still on the docket? Okay. What
Could I
is
have a
Mr.
second?
Yeah, certainly.
Judge, may we approach for a moment?
Yes, sir. Okay, so it's a plea soft trial for Kurt Reynolds.
No. All right. Your Honor, I believe that's all I have. Madam Clerk, do you have anything else for any of those three folks? All right, that's all I got, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Next is Miss Maryville.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am. I like the parentheses. It says both of the cases are under your name.
So we're going to start with the cases under Mr. Flarity. It's evenly divided today.
Okay.
All right, so the first case I have is Brett Moore and 23 CF 1875. There is a waiver on file. I believe the state has an announcement. Mr. Moore?
Your Honor, at this time, after speaking with the victim has requested that we dismiss this case, and so we will be null processing this case, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on one second. Got it, okay. When I heard the name, I certainly was looking for the spelling of the last name.
Yes, sir.
So you're null processing this case?
That's correct, Your Honor.
The case is dismissed. It's 23 CF 1875.
The next case is Guy Nelson and 23 CF 1999. There is a waiver on file. We took our first round of depositions on 5/7. Through that, we've developed some other depositions that we need to take as the court can see the seriousness of this case. So we would ask for a continuance. I don't believe that the state has an objection.
That's correct.
Okay, it's continued.
The next case is Jeffrey Packish. It's spelled Pacouche, and 23 CF 869. Mr. Packish is present. And Judge, there is a
Mr.
secondary...
Packish, come on up.
There is a secondary case number that's under my name. It's 23 CF 1210. We're going to handle both of those together.
Okay,
And Judge, we believe we're in a plea posture. We are requesting the June 13th miscellaneous date for Mr. Packish to enter a plea.
well, 2 months ago, I said trial next time.
Yes, sir.
So why isn't it plea trial?
We have negotiated with the state. The state has provided us an offer that Mr. Packish is going to accept. We are waiting for his family to return from a trip so that they can be here in support of him. And June 13th was the next available.
What would be
miscellaneous.
the sentence under that plea?
It would be DOC, Judge.
Okay.
So we're asking for just a little bit of grace so that we can get some final things in order.
Mr. Packish, I assumed that from all the context of it, but I wanted to make sure if it was something that was short of that, and I was going to say, nope, I'll see you back here on May 20th. But with that understanding, I agree.
Thank
So
you, Judge.
what's the date that I'll see Mr. Packish?
It was June 13th, I believe. You had a miscellaneous.
Yes, June 13th, I do.
And if
Okay.
the-
So June 13th at 9 o'clock,
Thank you, Judge.
I'll see you then.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, going back to, under Mr. Flaherty's name, we've got Christian Pritchard, 23 CF 2500. There is a waiver on file. Like to set this one for docket day without subpoenas. Mr. Gomez, this is one of the ones that was.
Okay.
It's my understanding that the state is making an effort to get in touch with the listed victim. We've certainly made our effort to do so through depositions, and we've been unsuccessful.
Yes, Your Honor, if we can just have till docket day, then I anticipate a resolution on that day.
So plea continued?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
The next one is Christian Rodriguez and 23 CF 669. There is a waiver on file. We are requesting a continuance. This would be more of a joint continuance. We did have depositions scheduled, as I informed the court last time, through a set of circumstances. Those depositions were not held. It's my understanding that Mr. Snell has a little bit of due diligence to work so that we can reschedule those.
Okay, because 2 months ago you said resetting depositions, and that didn't happen.
We can approach and discuss this if you prefer.
Please. So Rodriguez is continued.
The next one is Justin Smith, 24 CF 138. There's a waiver on file. It's the first time up for Mr. Smith. I have received discovery. However, I have not received an offer from the state. It's my understanding that Mr. Snell is working on that, and we would anticipate a resolution next cycle. Justin Smith?
Mr. Snell,
Yes.
do you have an offer yet for Mr. Smith?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, it's continued.
And the last one under Mr. Flarity is Stephen Williamson in 23 CF 1243. There is a waiver on file. I'd like to set this one for docket day for plea continue, Judge. Mr. Williamson will be traveling with the intention of entering a plea on docket day.
Okay, if he doesn't, then it's going to be trial next time?
Yes.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And then going under my name, there should only be one remaining under my name, Dylan Lesage, 24 CF 635. There is a waiver on file. It is the first time up for Mr. Lesage. We anticipate this resolving in vet court this Friday, Judge, so we just request a continuance and hoping that it will fall off the docket.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And I believe that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ms. Graham. Good morning, Ms. Graham.
Tricia Graham, on behalf, I have Jeremiah Lovejoy, case 23 CF 1709. I've spoken with the state on this, Your Honor. We've been in
You
communication.
can move that mic up. That'd be great. Thank you.
I've been in communication with Mr. Gomez on this, and I believe on his end, he's working with the detective to look into a few more things. If we could set this for a plea or continue, hopefully for a resolution. If not, we'll address those issues at that time if he hasn't followed.
Well, but 2 months ago, I said we were going to set it for trial.
There's an outstanding surveillance video that detective or investigator Corporal Mooney now is trying to get from the adjacent home. We believe that if we have that video, it's going to resolve this, and so I've reached out to him. He is working on getting it to me. If you want to leave it set for trial, we can absolutely do that, Your Honor. That's the posture that we're in right now.
Then, Ms. Graham, if they get that,
I'm sorry, Your Honor. So,
if
yeah,
they get that, then you're
it
not
would
going to be ready
different.
for trial.
And then, right, we would need follow-up with depositions. So we're
Okay.
hoping to at least get in that posture so we know what we're dealing with that date. And
Let's do plea continue, and hopefully by that date, you'll have the video.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
yes, and I will address that. I've met with him.
Good.
Yes. And I also have another inmate, Kendall Schumacher.
Yes, ma'am.
He's 2 cases, 23 CF 2703 and 23 CF 1338, a violation of probation. I've spoken with ASA Snell on this, and there is an amended offer. I just need to talk to my client on that. If we can, we're hoping to resolve it. If we could set it for the plea or continue on the same date, the 5/20, so we
Well,
can,
does your client know what's going on?
he does not know the
Okay,
new offer.
so then I'll see you this afternoon.
I'll-
Oh, he's not?
Yes,
in
I'll
there?
be meeting with him as soon as I get out of here, so I can advise him if there's anything. So I've been in
Okay.
communication with him before, so.
Good, so plea continue.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
And that concludes my cases. May I be
Yes.
excused?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Mr. Patel. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Judge. I'm also covering for Miss Oberleeson.
Okay, do you want to do those first?
Yes, sir. Jay Patel on behalf of Sarah Oberleeson for Jaden Miller, 24 CF 362. At this time, Miss Miller, Miss Oberleeson requests this case be continued so she can finish up getting discovery.
Okay,
Meet with the
any
state.
objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor. This is the first time up.
It's continued.
What's that date, Judge?
It is
7/8.
July 8th, right.
Next, Jay Patel and Tim Shaw on behalf of Brett Stephen Bay. He's an inmate, but there's a waiver on file.
Okay, hold on one second. Do you think it's under your name or under Shaw's?
It's under my name.
Okay, good.
I can call the jail. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Judge, at this time, we're asking to continue the case. The posture that we're in, we have done a indigent application for fees. We haven't received that back from the clerk's office. Then I'll follow that up with the motion.
Good.
We were on the eve of trial. This got you were busy that week, and so it went to Judge Ketchel, and then basically the Thursday before trial, they furnished us the toxicology report, which is 3 years old, which was different than the toxicology report the month before. So
Yes,
it
sir.
really necessitates us to have to depose that toxicologist. So that's kind of where we're at. If we can continue to 7/8, Mr. Bay is aware.
Yes, sir, it's continued. And you'll let the jail know, correct?
I will.
Good.
Next, Jay Patel on behalf of Michael Edward Leahy, 23 CF 2770. After speaking with the state on Friday, if we can set this for docket day. It's still good?
Yep.
No subpoenas?
So plea continued, it'll be trial next time?
Yes, Your Honor, we're hoping to get it resolved by Monday.
Okay.
Next, Jay Patel on behalf of Jonathan Lee Odom, 22 CF 3151, 23 CF 218. Judge, I recently took this over from Mr. Airwood. I'm due to meet with Mr. Gomez and then meet with the client after, if I can get some latitude and continue this to 7/8.
Absolutely, yes, sir. And thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. Next, Jay Patel and Tim Shaw on behalf of Brock Maurice, Charles Sutton, 22 CF 970.
Let me stop you one second. To everybody, if you take over a case from Mr. Arrowwood with his unique circumstances, and you're in any kind of hearing with me, I think you should get priority as far as, notice and saying, Judge, I got other hearings and I'm covering for I took a case from Mr. Arrowwood. You just raise your hand, let me know, we'll take your case next.
Thank you, Judge. Brock Maurice, Charles Sutton, 22 CF 970. May the state and I approach.
Yes, sir. Mr. Sutton's case is continued.
Next, Jay Patel on behalf of Trent Austin Tolbert, 23 CF 962. Judge, we've been working on a resolution in which I'm awaiting some restitution requests. However, I have seen that there's some outstanding discovery that I need in order to be ready for trial, so I filed a motion to compel. I told Mr. Snell that I'll set that for hearing within the next cycle so we can get all that, so really be put in a posture to resolve the case next cycle.
Good, it's continued.
Next, Judge, it's under Tim Shaw.
Okay.
Jay Patel and Tim Shaw on behalf of Katrina Puri. Ms. Puri is present and approaching. Judge,
Good.
21 CF 388. Based upon the court's last ruling, where the state moved to exclude our expert witness, the court denied that, asked that we meet with the state to talk about fees. We've asked on a couple different times what dates are good, haven't heard back. I'll ask for a continuance in an effort to be able to lock our expert down for a trial. She's very busy, and so I can't say that I'm in a posture right now to say ready for trial, but we're very close.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, if I could speak to that, Mr. Patel's secretary did reach out to my office. Myself and Ms. Basso would both like to be present for that conversation. unfortunately, given that we have the 3 divisions, the dates that they suggested, of course, didn't work with both attorneys either. So we did get another set of dates, I think Thursday, from Mr. Patel's secretary, so we are trying to work that out to have a conversation about those fees.
Okay. So you just want a continuance?
Yeah, I think that's the best thing right now.
Okay. Ms. Peary, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll see you back here on July 8th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have nothing further, maybe excused?
Yes, sir. Thanks,
Thank you,
Mr.
Judge.
Patel. Mr. Shaw, your name's up under Mr. Patel's name.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, first case I have listed under my name is Haley Diane Hare. Mr. Patel's also on that. He's prepared a stand your ground motion, which will be filed most likely today. We have a new prosecutor on the case, Ms. Glisson. We both had some conversations with her and don't anticipate her objecting to a continuance to get that stand your ground set and heard.
That's correct.
Okay, it's continued.
Next case is Kevin Richard Lynn, 2023 CF 2560. We've had one round of depots. One of the essential witnesses was not available. It's been reset for June 25.
Okay, it's continued.
James David Mills, 23 CF 1193. I provided some reciprocal discovery to the state last week. We could, I don't know if he wants to go full continuance or leave it clear continuance.
I'd like clear continuance, give me some time to look at that, and then we'll go.
That may resolve it with what I provided to the state.
Well, 2 months ago, I said trial was going to be this time, so why not?
I think
plea
that was
trial?
on the other.
There was another
There was
case
another
that we
case
had,
that we
and
resolved,
that case
Judge.
actually ended up getting resolved last cycle.
I think that was the one that you had said, Judge.
Okay, so is this one, this is going to be a continuance?
I'd like clear continue, because I just want some time to look at the reciprocal, and
Good.
if we can get a resolution, then I would like to bring that in on the
So
20th.
we continue trial next time?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, yes, sir.
John O'Neill Brooks, 23 CF 1121. I believe the state and I have reached an agreement for a misdemeanor plea. We can leave it on. I think I can have that filed before Monday. So if we'll leave it P or C for docket day, but it'll be
Well,
a
and I
written
said
plea.
trial next time on, and it's, you
We-
you said John O'Neill Brooks, is it John Brooks O'Neill?
I'm sorry, John Brooks.
We can do clear trial, Your Honor. We have an agreement worked out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Plea trial.
Thank you, Judge. Sheena Russell, that is with ASA Gillespie, who I believe is on Zoom. The state had been telling us that they were going to file some amended discovery, a substantial amount of documents. They did that Wednesday of last week, Your Honor. I think the state's position has long been that it would be ready for trial on the July cycle.
And Judge, yes, Paul Gillespie for the state. We did file a number of documents. There's actually some documents for Mr. Shaw's benefit that we're missing, some audio recordings. We may have to file an order to show cause to get that from USAA. There are also some medical records that we're looking at getting as well. One of those medical facilities is no longer in business, so we're having to go through sort of a phone tree to get to those. I don't know what the trial dates are in July, but that would probably be more realistic.
Okay, and that's consistent with what we talked about a couple months ago, was July. So the July dates, there's only one in July, the end of July, July 22nd, but then the week after that, August 5th, is also a trial.
August 5th may be better, but
And Judge, as long as, and I don't know when we're going to get these extra documents either, so I don't want to say, Judge, yeah, we're going to be ready on July 22nd or August 5th.
I understand.
So,
Okay, so we're continuing it with trial next time, is what our thoughts are. So it's July 8th is the next pretrial. Okay, Mr.
as long as, yeah, as long as, Judge, we have the understanding if I don't get this discovery in
understand.
time.
Yes, sir.
Judge, the next case is Charles Andrew Shropshire, 23 CF 2014. We can leave that on for Monday. The state has proposed a DPA, and I've spoken with my client, and it's going to be accepted as long as we get the paperwork and
Okay. Yes, sir.
Shinley Tan, that is 23 CF 1319. We've had 2 rounds of depots. We had one of the deputies, or excuse me, one of the Fort Walton Beach PD officers didn't show up that we needed. He's the one that actually made the stop, and the other witness who didn't appear was the only eyewitness to the event. They are reset for June 26th, Judge. It'll be ready to go on the July docket.
Okay. Yes, sir. Just know that the court's here. If you need me to do an order to show cause, and I'll certainly do one, because I'm getting a little impatient, because
Yeah.
2 months ago it was Need and Leo's depots.
And that's the same one, but he has assured, he called in and assured us that he will be there without the necessity of a
If you
subpoena.
do not, if you don't file a motion for order to show cause, the court will do one sua sponte.
I'll do it, Judge. Thank you. And lastly is Heather Nicole Turnbull, 24 CF 369. That, I believe, is going to be a pay and dismiss with the state. So if we want to, I don't know what date the state prefers to put it on, but
Plea continue?
Please continue, be good.
Okay.
thank you, Judge, and that's all I have.
Thanks, Mr. Shaw.
Tan is going to 7/8.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Well, Mr. Flowers?
Good morning, Your Honor. Judge, the first matter I have is Dewberry, and if I could approach with the state.
Yes, sir. Mr. Newberry, your attorney has asked for a continuance. Do you agree to that?
Yes.
Then I do grant your motion for continuance. I'll see you back here on July 8th, okay?
Thank you,
sir.
Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Pryor.
Judge, the next matter I have is Holly Mason. Ms. Mason is present with the court's permission.
Hello, Ms. Mason. Good morning, ma'am.
Judge, you'll note on the docket that there are VOPs with several case numbers,
Right.
as well as a new law offense. We are hoping to, on the 20th is my understanding is when docket day is, to have an all-encompassing agreement for the court on that date. We'll make every effort to do so, and that's my expectation.
Okay. So if it isn't resolved on the 20th, then is the state going to set one of the VOPs for
Yeah,
a
sure.
hearing, or are we going to go to
If we want to
trial?
go ahead and do that now, the VOPs,
Okay.
go ahead and set it now on one of the miscellaneous dates in June, so then that way we can.
That's what
ensure
we
that-
anticipated also, Judge.
Okay. So you want it on June 13th, June 17th?
June 17th would be good for the state.
And Judge, that's fine with us as well, sir.
So it'll be June 17th at 1:30.
Yeah, but hopefully that won't be required, Judge, but we understand.
Good. Ms. Mason, that hearing will go away if you enter a plea. You've got to decide what's in your best interest or not. You know, talk to Mr. Flowers, and then you decide if you want to enter it or not. But I will see you back here on May 20th at 9 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Very well, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, the next matter, the state has sent us, we had requested discovery. Kelly Schaefer received some more discovery, if I'm not mistaken, either Wednesday or Thursday of last week. Does that sound accurate? Judge, what I'd like to do is leave it set soft for the 20th. We're going to make every effort to settle the matter. But with new discovery, it's hard to determine if that is the case.
Okay.
So that is my
plea
request
continue.
of the court.
Yes, sir.
Judge, the next matter is Aaron David Smith. And Judge, this is our first time before the court on this matter. It was filed on April. We've requested discovery, have received none yet, but I don't know that it's due yet, but in any event, that's where we are. So I'm
Okay.
asking to continue that for receipt of discovery.
Yes, sir. It's continued.
Yes, sir. Judge, the next matter is Richard Gene Starr. There is a witness in the state of Colorado that's important. I don't know that either side has the address. It's a, we might need to approach if that's okay
Yes,
with
sir.
the court.
So Star is continued.
Judge, the next matter is Stuckman. Mr. Stuckman is present. Here's what we anticipate.
Hello, Mr. Stuckman, come on down. And 2 months ago, we said trial this cycle.
Yes, sir, and it's going to either be a trial or a plea on Monday. We're hoping for, we anticipate a plea, but I understand what the court said, and we're still under that directive and understand that, Judge.
Okay. So, Mr. Stuckman, I'll see you back here on May 20th at 9 o'clock. If it's not resolved then we'll be going to trial either on May 28th or June 4th.
We understand, Your Honor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Judge, the next matter is Gaston Ward.
Yes,
And in that matter, we've been contacted by the, Mr. Ward is present, by the way.
Good. Hello, Mr. Ward.
We had been contacted by the alleged victim wanting to drop the matter. And it's a family member. I don't know that the state has been, but I think that he has.
There was, I believe, there has been contact by.
Quiet in the gallery, please.
There's multiple victims, I believe. I know
Two.
of one. There's one that I know has made contact with the office. I just need to verify the exact.
So plea continue?
Yes, sir.
I would say, please, is that what you
Yes,
said,
sir.
Judge? Thank you.
Right.
That's what we had contemplated. Yes, sir.
Mr. Ward, I'll see you back here on May 20th.
And Judge, I apologize. I need, on Weisberg, my final matter, if we could approach, I think that would be very helpful.
Yeah, okay. Yes, sir. So plea continue on Weisberg.
Judge, that's all. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Powers.
Thanks, Judge.
Yeah. Plea continue. So it's stopped. Mr. Geisel. Hello, Mr.
Morning, Your
Geisel.
Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Case I have Misty Woodward and case 22 CF 3126. She's here. May Mr. Snell and I approach on this?
Yes, sir. So Woodward, Ms. Woodward, do you agree to the continuance? Okay. I'll see you back here on July 8th, okay? Thank you, ma'am.
You should have all the discovery.
Thank you.
You should have all the.
Okay. Okay, if you'll approach. Okay, then, next is Mr. Atkinson. Hello, Mr. Atkinson.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Clay Atkinson for the record. I'm here today on behalf of William Scott Wolf, 24 CF 50. We had some delays in getting discovery that the state and I have worked through. We received that about 3 weeks ago. We are working forward with processes of scheduling depositions and looking at a potential resolution in this case, but we would request a continuance. It is not presently set this time.
Okay, yes, sir, it's continued.
Thank you. And what would that
Thanks,
court
Mr.
date be?
I'm sorry?
The court date?
Is July 8th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, thank you.
That's all. I may be excused.
Yes, sir, good seeing you. Next is Mr. Derell. Hello, Mr. Derell.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
And may it please the court, Dustin Derell. Your Honor, my first client today is Mr. Michael Lewis, 23 CF 467.
Judge, can we approach on this?
Yes, sir.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
So Mr. Lewis's case is continued, it's the state's continuance.
That is July 8th, Your Honor?
Correct, yes, sir.
Your Honor, next is Miss Santa Martinez. It is 23 CF 1279, I believe. Your Honor, we've reached an agreement with the state. Miss Martinez is currently residing in Texas. We can leave it set for next Monday, and I will try my best to get everything mailed back and forth, or if we can have one last continuance.
It is
going to be a plea to a misdemeanor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
But I think there's going to have to be fingerprints involved, and I think that's going to be.
We can make that a condition of probation, because if it's a plea to misdemeanor, we can do JCS, and they have that QR code for online reporting.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. I just want to make sure I hadn't done that in a while, so.
Okay, so it's basically a plea?
it will be a plea, Your Honor, yes. I've already spoken to her. I just got the final confirmation this morning from the state. So I just need to get all the paperwork sent back and forth. Like I said, I can try and get it done by next Monday.
Needs to be done by next Monday.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because it's been set for trial more than once.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? So plea on the 20th.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Your Honor, next is Miss Amber Miller. Your Honor, I've been in discussions with the state. I believe we've almost got an agreement. I don't know if the state can get a confirmation on that by next Monday. It is a fairly fresh case. I'd request a continuance, and then if we get something done in between, we can put it back on the docket.
Okay, and you received the videos?
Your Honor, I don't believe I've received the videos, but what we've been discussing with the state is a PTI. So I believe that would be, if that works out, that would be the best way to resolve the case.
Okay, it's continued.
Your Honor, next is Mr. Aaron Nano, and we are ready for trial in Mr. Nano's case.
Okay.
State's ready for trial, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Who's next?
Next would be Mr. Kip Roberts. Your Honor, I just met with Mr. Snell on Mr. Roberts this past Thursday. Again, I believe we're close to a resolution. I just need to speak with Mr. Roberts. This is a fairly fresh case as well. If I can have a continuance, and it'll be plea or trial next cycle, Your Honor.
Okay, so you want it continued or plea continue?
If I can have a full continuance on this one, just to make sure I can go over everything with Mr. Roberts, sit down with him. If he wants to review any of the videos, he hasn't seen them yet. I've seen them and discussed, but if we can just have the full continuance on this one, Your Honor.
To the state, would you rather it be plea continue or continuance?
Continuance is fine.
Okay, it's continued, trial next time.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, next is Mr. Michael Walters. If I can leave this one set for plea continue, I believe we have a resolution. I did receive the videos. I've gone over them. It is a very reasonable offer from the state. I just need to contact Mr. Walters and make sure that's what he wants to do. If not, then I'll have to move forward with depositions.
Okay, so you haven't done deposition?
No, Your Honor, I just got the videos. I believe I was waiting on the videos last time.
You were?
Just received those. I have reviewed them. That's where I spoke with Mr. Snell. I believe we have an offer worked out. I just need to contact Mr. Walters. Like I said, I just spoke with him last Thursday.
So plea continue?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
And our next is Mr. Randy Wenzel. I spoke with Mr. Snell and Mr. Wenzel last Thursday. I believe we're about halfway to a resolution on this one, Your Honor. Do you think you can get, this is the one I was asking for the DPA on. Do you know if you can get an answer by next Monday, or should we ask for the full continuance? Oh, no, this is the one you were going to try and get the restitution on.
Yeah, I'll need more than 4 business days, yeah.
If we can have a full cycle continuance on this, I think we're close. We're just working out the restitution numbers, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
And our next is Madison Workman, requesting a full continuance on this one, Your Honor.
Okay, you need discovery?
Your Honor, I believe I'm still waiting on the videos on this one as well, but there's a lot of moving parts on this one, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. It's continued.
And finally, Your Honor, is Mr. Edalberto Umul, Y-U-M-U-L. Your Honor, this is requesting a continuance on this one. It's a failure to report change in vehicle. I believe we should be able to get it resolved next cycle.
Okay, it's continued.
And that only leaves Mr. Simpler, but he is an inmate. I'll see you this afternoon.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Ms. Cashwell.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Ms. Cashwell. Good morning, ma'am.
Patrice Cash on behalf of Davion Wingate in 23 CF 2011, and there's a waiver in the file. We're going to go ahead and announce ready for trial. We have the final depositions tomorrow. I've spoken with the state. He's trying to get a plea agreement together, but I haven't gotten that yet.
Good. So, plea trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'll see you a week from today.
Sounds good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge, I have a companion case.
Okay.
Which is 23 CF 2020 with the same individual. If we could leave that on plea or continue, understanding that their case is set for trial.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You ready?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Keith Kilpatrick, representing a couple clients. First client on your docket is going to be Jamarius Warnaby. Now, he, Warmble, W-A-R-M-B-L-E, case numbers 23 CF 513 and 22 CF 2320. We actually filed a motion to suppress in this case with regards to the warrant. I'm not sure if that's been set for a hearing, but I'm sure that we will not be ready for this trial cycle, Your Honor. This is a case I just actually was retained on. I am trying to fast track it. We've gotten all the discovery, so we're good to go on that. I've reviewed that with my client. While doing the discovery, I noticed that there is an issue with regards to a possible motion to suppress the warrant. So I then drafted that up immediately, filed it with the court, and we've been diligently trying to set that for a hearing. I know this is old, but we are asking for continuance.
Okay, so you filed the motion. You want to set it now?
Judge, if I could let my extenders do that, my paralegals, and that would be fine. They
Well,
get
you said
mad
you've
whenever I
been-
set stuff on the calendar without their permission.
Okay, but you said that you've been trying to set it.
I gave it to my paralegal.
How long
and I
ago?
just, I mean, it was probably
Motion
last
was
week.
filed, I think, about 7 days ago, maybe.
Yeah, it was about last week. And I was in a jury trial all last week, too.
That
Judge,
makes
with Judge Kara Smith.
Good.
So,
Okay, so it's continued.
thank you so much, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
What's that continuance date?
It's July 8th. Right? Yep.
Judge, next case on your docket is going to be Verisa McElroy, case number 24 CF 502. We literally just received the discovery on May 1. I brought the file just to show the court that it's that much discovery, so I need a full continuance on that case as well.
It's continued.
And that's going to be the July 8th date, 2024.
Correct.
Next case, Judge, is going to be Michael McKinley. That case number is 23 CF 215. And Judge, we need to set depositions in that case, but I would like to try and leave it set for a plea or continuance to try and resolve it. I believe it's one of those cases that could be resolved.
Good. Plea continue.
And that date, Your Honor?
Is the...
May
is
20th.
a week from today.
Judge, my next case is going to be Joshua Preston, but however, he's in custody, so I'll see you this afternoon on him.
Good.
Okay. And my last case is going to be Justin Predmore. I believe this might be the first time up on this case. I haven't seen a lot of the discovery, but I believe that it did come in. I've got the file right here. I didn't see, and I got the offer and everything like that. Can we leave this also set for the 520 with plea and continuance? Because I believe I can resolve this as well.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Judge.
Thank
Good
you.
seeing you.
Good seeing you. Mr. Morris.
Morning, Judge.
Morning, sir.
Judge Alex Morris on behalf of Kalen Jones. Mr. Jones is in custody, and I wasn't aware of your 2 o'clock docket.
Yes,
I have
sir.
talked to him, and he knows what I'm doing, though.
Okay. As long as I don't hear this afternoon or get a letter from him that says, I don't know what's going on in my case, everything's good.
Not the case.
Okay.
Judge, for the record, it's 22 CF 1135.
Okay, hold on one second. Well, thank you. 30. No. Okay, yes, sir.
Judge, I'm relatively new to the case. The case is old, though, and Your Honor admonished the co-defendants counsel that you wanted it set for trial soon. I'd like to move to continue one last cycle and then come back to the court requesting a trial date.
Okay, so continued trial next time is basically the way that I shorthand it.
Let me make sure that I understand that. So
That means that I'll see you back here on July 8th, and on July 8th, I intend to set it for trial the end of July, the beginning of August.
Perfect. That works fine, Judge.
Good. Thank you, sir. Make sure you let your client know. Also call the jail. Tell them they don't need to put your client on Zoom this afternoon.
Yes, sir. Nice to
Good.
meet you, Judge.
Nice meeting you. Ms. Cashwell. Didn't we do Ms. Cashwell? Okay, I thought so. Ms. Jacob.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, ma'am.
First and foremost, so I don't forget, because I told Mr. Cobb I would take care of this for him, he has a global resolution for Mr. Claiborne, who I was just recently appointed to his newest case, which is 24 CF 526C. My understanding is that Mr. Claiborne gave Mr. McKinney a list of witnesses he wanted listed, which caused the public defender's office to have a conflict. We also represent 2 of those witnesses, so my office will also have a conflict, but we just got appointed on Friday. I haven't had an opportunity to file that motion, but I know Mr. Cobb wants to, and Mr. Claiborne will likely want to resolve his cases, so I would ask the court allow me to withdraw, and I'll provide the court with a written order based on my oral motion.
Yes, ma'am. That's granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I know that's really out of order, but I would
No.
forget if I
Yes.
start turning pages. And then, Judge, I have Brendan Carson, 22 CF 1148, and Ms. Glisson is handling this case. I haven't seen her on the Zoom yet. If I can just approach with, Ms. Berrickman's covering for her.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So it's continued.
Thank you, Your Honor. That was Brendan Carson, 22 CF 1148.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, the next I have, Your Honor, is Michael Corbett. Mr. Corbett is present and approaching. That case number is 23 CF 2870. We have reached an agreement with the state. In count 1, Mr. Carson is going to be pleading to a lesser included possession of drug paraphernalia, a first-degree misdemeanor. Count 2 is already a misdemeanor, will be as charged. The agreement essentially calls for him to be on 2 years of probation, with each count running consecutive to each other to preserve that amount of time we need. $270 in court costs, a $150 cost of defense. He will need to submit to a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days and begin any recommended treatment, if there is any, within 60 days. Complete 50 hours of community service work, and maintain gainful employment or show proof of 3 job applications per week. This probation, excuse me, Judge. His probation will be supervised by JCS in lieu of felony probation. But he will have the entire 2 years to complete all the terms and conditions.
Good.
It is a misdemeanor, so there'll be no score sheet. May I approach?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Corbett, if you'll raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Corbett, have you read the plea agreement?
Yes, I have.
Do you understand it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, I did.
Did she answer all of your questions?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, I am.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Corbett, I do accept your plea. The sentence is adjudicated guilty on both counts. Count 1 is the lesser included offense. It's interesting, it says 1 year probation on count 1 and 12 months probation on count 2.
Apologies, Judge.
You'll need to pay the court cost, $100 cost of defense, submit to a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days from today, begin any treatment if recommended within 60 days from today. Perform 50 hours of community service work, maintain gainful employment, or show proof, show proof of 3 job applications per week. And then on count 2, it's 12 months probation consecutive to count 1, so it's a total of 2 years probation. When you say he has the full time to pay the cost and those other conditions, just so probation knows and for the minutes, because it's 2 separate years of probation, but he still has.
I think the best way that I found to announce it is that it's concurrent terms and conditions.
Okay.
Even though it's consecutive probation. So he'll
Sounds
have
good to
the
me.
terms and conditions will be concurrent. If they've already been completed, they've been completed.
Good, okay. Thank you, Mr. Corbett. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, the next I have that's out of custody is David Meadows. Your Honor, I see Mr. Meadows in the back, 24 CF44 is his case number. Your Honor, we are diligently working on some intricacies that we had some depots, law enforcement, got some education, and we got some more paperwork. The state's provided that. I believe that we're going to have an amended offer before next week, is my understanding from the state. So if we could just leave this on plea or continue for docket day, please.
Okay. Mr. Meadows, I'll see you a week from today at 9.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, I have a companion case with a co-defendant. May I call it this time? It's the
Sure.
same set of facts.
Yep, Mr. Meadows, it's a companion case, okay?
That is Aubrey Hawks, Madam Clerk, 24 CF 45. Ms. Hawks is present. Ms. Hawks? Same conversation. We just did depositions and we're working on the case. I'd like to come back on topic day.
Ms. Hawks, do you agree? Well, I'll see you back here a week from today at 9, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the next I have is Ariel Mises. He's present and approaching, Your Honor, 23 CF 1851. Your Honor, we already have depositions scheduled in this case for June 1st, and I realize that the case number is a little bit older. I was just appointed very recently, so I just wanted to let the court know we're not delaying anything. It's just something that I've just received.
Okay. Do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll see you back here on July 8th, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, next I have is Jennifer Miller. Ms. Miller's present and approaching in 23 CF 2413. Your Honor, in this case, there was some confusion. I think the state thought that I had received discovery, but I hadn't. So I did receive it right before the last pretrial. Unfortunately, I just haven't had an opportunity to review all of it yet and speak with Ms. Miller about it. So if we could ask for a continuance, I do expect we'll have a resolution or be very near to it by next docket cycle.
Okay. Ms. Miller, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on July 8th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, next I have is, nope, those are all inmates. I apologize. Let me flip to the next.
Is it Philip Pulley?
Philip Pulley. Your Honor, Mr. Pulley is present and approaching. That's 23 CF 1939. Your Honor, we do have depositions scheduled on June 1st. I know that the court is wanting this case to get moving. I am doing my best I can. I did reach out to the state as soon as we left court that day and sent an email, and this was just the first available depot date that I was given. So, but I have Mr. Pulley and I have discussed a potential counteroffer. So when I meet with the state at depositions, assuming they go as I expect, then hopefully we'll be able to just get a resolution worked out.
Okay. Mr. Pulley, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on July 8th.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, the next I have is William Robertson. And Your Honor, if I could pass Mr. Robertson for a few minutes, I've not had an opportunity to speak with him this morning.
Okay,
But
Mr.
he's
Robinson.
present in 24 CF 422.
Mr. Robertson, I'll see you in a few minutes after you meet with Ms. Jacob.
And Your Honor, I just did want to announce for the record, I have Jamie Rogers still on my docket. I'm hoping he's fallen off of yours, but if not, a written plea agreement was filed.
Okay, good. Yes, ma'am.
The next I have is Evan Rodriguez. Your Honor, Mr. Rodriguez is present and approaching. His case numbers are 24 CF 510 and 24 CF 511. I've received the discovery in 510, but not in 511. There was a little bit of confusion. The warrant wasn't initially in the system, so it looked like he had been arrested twice for 2 different case numbers for the same thing. And that confusion's on my part because I told the state I think this is the same case. But it turns out they are actually different. I just didn't have enough information yet. Regardless, we've been in contact about it, but we're not prepared to move this case forward, or either of these cases forward. If we could just continue it to the July docket, and hopefully we'll have a little more progress by then.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, I'll see you on July 8th. Stay in touch with Ms. Jakewood.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, the next I have is Tommy Ross. Ms. Ross is present. Oh, here she comes, Judge. Ms. Ross is present and approaching in 23 CF 2063. Your Honor, if we could leave this on for docket day for plea or continue so I can discuss the evidence with Ms. Ross.
Okay.
We do have an amended offer from the state that I've conveyed to her, but obviously this morning is not a time when I can really thoroughly go through it with her.
Okay. Ms. Ross, I'll see you back here a week from today, okay?
A week?
Yes, ma'am. Monday.
The next I have is, Carmen Santos Mateo. Mr. Carmen.
Santos Mateo Carmen.
Here he comes, Judge. I know I spoke with him, so I know he's here. Your Honor, this is...
Okay, wait, hold on one second. Madam Clerk?
Do you swear or affirm that you make an accurate, complete, and impartial interpretation from the Spanish language into the English language and vice versa, relative to the cause and other considerations of the court?
I do.
Apologies, Judge. I always get ahead of myself. Your Honor, this is Carmen Santos Mateo in 23 CF 2863. Your Honor, it's going to be a little bit odd. I'm going to ask the court to swear my client. He is the alleged victim in the case in which that defendant is his alleged victim. Mr. Santos Mateo does not write, so I would like to take an oral statement from him with the interpreter for the state's benefit, if the court would allow.
Yes, sir. If you'll raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You have to say. You have to say it verbally.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You can put your hand down.
Mr. Santos Mateo, in the case with Henry, I believe it's Rodriguez or
Carvalho. Rodriguez Carvalho.
Rodriguez Carbello. Is it your wish to have the state dismiss the charges against Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Do you want anything else?
I can ask him a question?
Yes.
The person that hit you in the eye, you don't want to press charges, you want the state to dismiss the case?
And Your Honor, I believe, hey, one moment. I believe the state has an announcement in this case as well.
So at this time, Your Honor, the state would announce a null pros in 23 CF 2863. That's the victim in that case is declined to prosecute.
Okay. So, Mr. Santos Mateo, your case number 23 CF 2863 is dismissed. Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
So
Se
you don't-
puede retirar.
You don't have to come back.
Ya no tiene que regresar a la corte, se terminó todo. ¿Ok? Muchas gracias.
Mr. Koch kept standing up for that. Does the state want to announce anything regarding Mr. Rodriguez Cabarrus
Yes,
case?
the state would, at the same time, announce an all pros.
Okay, and what is that case number?
Judge, it is 23 CF 2877.
Okay,
And of course, that was based on the gentleman's testimony today.
yes, sir. So that case is dismissed also. Okay, yes, ma'am.
And I thank Mr. Koch for his cooperation in getting all of this straightened out with all of our not being able to take depots and also needing an interpreter. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate his help with that. Your Honor, the next I have is Maurice Stokes in 24 CF 300. Mr. Stokes is present and approaching. And Your Honor, we have reached an agreement with the state. In count one, he'll be pleading to a lesser included fraudulent return. Madam Clerk, are you ready for that case number, or that statute number? It's 812.017 sub 2. That'll be a first-degree misdemeanor. In that count, he will be adjudicated guilty, placed on 1 year of probation. He will need to pay $270 in court costs, $150 cost of defense, the 50 hours of community service work, or I'm sorry, complete 50 hours of community service work, complete an anti-theft course. He's to have no trespassing at Target located at 250 East Miracle Strip Parkway in Fort Walton Beach. He will need to pay $48.15 in restitution to Target, and that'll be the same address, 250 East Miracle Strip Parkway. And that will be joint and several with his co-defendant. Count 2 is an adjudication of guilt and 1 year of probation concurrent. That was as charged, it was already a misdemeanor. And his probation will be supervised by JCS.
Okay, and the sentences are run concurrently?
Yes, sir.
Good,
I know I'm
thank you.
throwing it off because it was different than last time, so I apologize. May I approach?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Stokes, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Stokes, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did she answer all of your questions?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
I did, sir.
Mr. Stokes, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty of the 2 misdemeanors. You're sentenced to 1 year probation in each of those counts to run concurrently, run at the same time. You'll need to pay the court cost, $150 public defender's fee, perform 50 hours of community service work, enter and successfully complete the anti-theft course, have no trespassing at the Target on Miracle Strip Parkway. Is that in Fort Walton or Mary Esther?
So I looked it up online, Judge, and it actually says that it's a Fort Walton Beach address, which I know is odd because it does seem like it's in Mary Esther, but
Okay.
I did look it up to make sure.
Okay. You'll also need to pay the restitution of $48.15. And that's joint and several with your co-defendant. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
All right, thanks, sir.
Your Honor, finally, this morning I have Ms. Youngblood in 23 CF 2552. Ms. Youngblood is present and approaching. Your Honor, the state has extended a PTI agreement in this case, but I've not received the paperwork yet. I think probably most sufficient to leave this on for docket day for plea or continue. Hopefully Mr. Snell and I can be able to get all that paperwork together, but if not, I don't want to lock us into having to set it for trial or him having to send subpoenas.
Okay. Ms. Youngblood, that means that I'll see you back here a week from today at 9, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Can we call the rest of the interpreter cases?
Yes, sir.
Yep, I'm going to step out, Judge, thank you.
Okay,
I just have
thank you.
one more, but it's Mr. Robertson that I need to speak with.
Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Teresa?
Your Honor, first I have is Jose Manzano Diaz. He is approaching, Your Honor. Your Honor, we did take depositions in Mr. Manzano Diaz's case a couple weeks ago. Case is ready for trial. So we can leave this on for next Monday, plea or trial. State's current offer at this point is 12.1 months in the Department of Corrections. I would suspect that this is probably going to end up being a plea to the bench. But I definitely don't want to just kick this down to July. It's ready to go.
Okay. And the first letter of his last name is what? Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Your Honor. I've got different,
Well, I have
different
Diaz, and
names.
I didn't come onto that.
I have Manzano, and then somebody hand wrote Diaz on my file, so, right.
Got it. No, I don't have that. Got it, okay. Okay, so trial. So, Mr. Diaz, what that means is that I will see you back here a week from today on May 20th at 9 o'clock. If the case isn't resolved that day, then we'll be going to trial on May 28th. So stay in touch with Mr. Kleins, and I will see you a week from today.
I'll talk to you this week. I'm sorry, yeah, this week, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Next, Your Honor, I have Jose Martinez Soto.
Morning.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Martinez Soto. We did take depositions in Mr. Martinez Soto's cases last week, I believe. The case, frankly, is on the cusp of resolution here, but I have strongly advised Mr. Martinez Soto to consult with an immigration attorney prior to him accepting the state's offer. Given the nature of these charges, Your Honor, these are crimes of moral turpitude. I would expect, absent something really good happening on the immigration side, that if he accepted this plea today, he would be probably most likely automatically deported. So I would ask the court for one more continuance to give him that one chance. I have stressed to him the importance of the fact that he needs to consult with an immigration attorney. Advised him, I have no idea about immigration law. If he has not made those arrangements by July 8th, then the case will be set for trial. Or he can accept the court's offer and deal with the consequences of immigration fallout as they come along.
Mr. Martinez Soto, God bless you, do you wish additional time where you can consult an immigration attorney?
Yes.
Okay. So then I will see you back here on July 8th at 9 o'clock. And if it's not resolved before July 22nd, we'll be going to trial on July 22nd. But I will see you back here July 8th at 9. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Felipe Mastrapa. And Mr. Mastrapa is present and weaving his way up here. We took some depositions, I believe last week, and the issue with Mr. Mastrapa is there's going to be a claim for some restitution that the state has not received just yet. For that reason, we need to see what the restitution request is. We would ask the court for last continuance on this case, expected to be resolved next cycle.
Mr. Mastrapa, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes.
I will see you back here on July 8th.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Keep those straps and we'll figure out how to get it back.
Mantenga toda esa propiedad y nosotros nos vamos a asegurar de devolverla. Okay? Esto es gracias. That is all I have for the morning docket, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Or not.
Your Honor, can I address the case? It's Mr. Kaiser Perez, Madrid. Yes, sir. And this is 24 CF 478. They might not have listed him. It's 24 CF 478, Mr. Kaiser Perez, Madrid.
Yes, sir.
Judge, this was a client that got released. So if we could put on the docket that he does require a Spanish interpreter. And I'm requesting a first-time continuance, so I'll be handing my client my card and instruct him to call this number to schedule an appointment and place this on the next pretrial date, Judge.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'll see you back here on July 8th at 9 o'clock. Stay in touch with Mr. Koch.
El 8 de julio a las 9 de la
El
mañana.
8 de julio a las 9 de la mañana tienes que regresar aquí.
Ok. Lo llamo a él.
Y lo llamas.
Ok. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome, Your
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Stewart, you got 2 clients. We'll take those before we break.
Yes, Your Honor. And good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Brad Stewart present. My first client, Judge, is Jinhui Lee, L.I. Judge, this is 22 CF 3180. I believe the state and I need to approach on this matter.
Okay.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Okay, so Mr. Lee's case, 22 CF 3180, is continued. It'll be trial next time. However, it's set for a status on June 10th at 9 o'clock.
Very good.
That also is for Kui Chow Gong as well, Your Honor.
Okay.
Correct, Judge. That's case number 22 CF 3196.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, I have one other matter. Lori Wycheck, that's on the afternoon docket, Judge, but I was recently appointed on this case. Ms. Wycheck is being evaluated for competency at this time with an order signed, I believe, at a county court. I do need to continue this matter to evaluate discovery and touch base with my client.
Okay, so have you talked to her?
Judge, I was at the jail in April. I don't know if I was refused or if there was a medical visit.
Okay. Well, my concern is she's not going to know what's going on.
Right.
As far as her case. Do you want to appear this
appear
afternoon via Zoom if you want
Sure,
to do that?
Judge, I'll appear at the jail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Because we've been working more than an hour and a half, we'll take a 10-minute recess, and then we'll come back and finish up the morning. So we're in recess for 10 minutes.
All right.